Hey, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Jerome and I'm a full-time Forex trader here in Sydney, Australia. And I'm also a ASFX coach working with Austin Silver. In this video, I've been getting a lot of questions and I want to cover a topic, and that is MagicKeys. Now, I get a lot of questions about what is it? What does it do? Is it great? What can it help me with? And should I get one? Now, this was a bit of an impulse purchase for me, pretty much because I was using MT4 and I always found it very frustrating to enter my position size in the execution terminal within MT4. When you open up the execution terminal and you enter in all your data, your stop loss, your take profit, and your position size. So with the MagicKeys, it's pretty much a two-step process. What you do is, I won't go through how to install it, but I'll take you through the parameters and the settings within MetaTrader 4. And I'll give you an example of how to use it and how easy it is to take a trade, manage a trade, exit your trade, all that good stuff, pretty much everything trade management related. And I'm also going to give you another option besides this, because I know a lot of people can't justify this, but doing some research, I have found another program that is very similar to this, but you just don't get the keypad and it's within MT4, exactly more or less the same thing. So the two-step process with this is hitting the open calculator button, and then pretty much in your MT4 terminal, you adjust where you want your stop loss and where you want your take profit. And then all you have to do is just hit open trade, and that's it. So it is very, very simple. It automatically calculates how you want to enter the trade based on risk percentage of equity or balance, position size, so you can set a certain position size or lot size, so one standard lot, micro lot, or mini lot, or you can set it based on a dollar value. So you want to risk $100 per trade, $10 per trade, $1,000 per trade. So as soon as you hit open trade, it will automatically adjust for that, and it will just enter you in the trade based on your parameters. So that just alone took a lot of headache out of finding out my position size, finding out where my stop loss is going to be, and adjusting my position size for MT4. So because I am more of a day trader, I'm trading on the 15-minute and the 1-minute time frames. Being able to manage my trades, get involved in the trades without have to worrying about what my position size is, calculating it through a lot size calculator has been a game changer for me. So of course, the MagicKeys has way more other features, including trade management. So let's say you are up 1R, you can just hit a button and it'll automatically put your stop at break even if that's how you manage your trades. Or let's say you are up 2R and you want to take half your position off. If you take partial positions, you can just hit a button and it'll take 25, 50% off or whatever. And another good thing about this is because I use, and at ASFX we use a grading system, A, B, and C grades. I give those trades different risk and different size, because a C setup is lower probability, a B setup is pretty much what presents more or less all the time, and an A setup is the best of the best. Because you can only set one parameter inside the settings, let's say 1% risk, you can also hit input risk while the trade's developing and the trade's setting up, and you can enter how much you want to risk. So if my default is 1%. So let's say it's a C setup, but it's worth being involved in. I can hit the input risk button and I can just put 0.5%, 0.5%, and it will automatically adjust my position size based on my stop loss. So before I go into too much detail about the MagicKeys, I get a lot of questions saying, is it worth the money and should I get one? And my answer to that is, it all depends. If you're an active day trader and taking anywhere between 3 and 5 trades a day, I would say yes, I would recommend it. It is perfect for scalpers and day traders on lower time frames taking multiple positions throughout the day. If you take maybe 1 trade a day or upwards of like 2 to 3 trades a week, it's not so much beneficial unless you once again are on the lower time frames and you just need to take that calculations out of your head on your position sizes, because the market could get a lot of volatility, could kick in, and you could see fast movement. If you are more of a swing trader or trading above the 1 hour time frame, I would say no, you don't really need the MagicKeys. And this is why I'm going to recommend, if you want something to take away that element of calculating your position size and just get rid of that stress. But I'm going to recommend something else later in the video that is exactly more or less identical to MagicKeys. You just don't have to fork out the money for the keypad, and it's just a program on your computer. So let's jump over to the charts and let's open up MetaTrader 4. And I'm going to take you guys through how it more or less works, the very basics of it. I'm not going to go through installation or anything, so I'm going to keep it very basics and pretty much what I use it for. All right, so let's jump into MetaTrader 4 and I'll give you guys a quick rundown of the settings and the things that have made my trading in my life much, much easier. So when you first open MetaTrader 4, I'm not going to go through the installation instructions because they have all that on their website and their YouTube channel. So when you jump into MetaTrader, you install their software, you'll get an expert advisor, and all you have to do is pretty much just drag and drop that onto your chart. And then as you can see, all these parameters will show up. Now, I'll go over them, but very basically, and I'll give you guys the ones that I use and the ones that mainly I focus on. I don't focus on all of these parameters, but they are there if you choose to use them, which makes it very cool. So starting from the stats settings. So the very first, you got pips range for closed trades to consider break even. Now, I'm not going to go over that into too much detail. They explain that on their thing. You got first exposure indication at risk percentage, second exposure indication at risk percentage. So basically, I have no idea what they mean. I haven't researched them, but once again, it's all on their YouTube channel. I was only going to show you what I cover and the basics that I use it for. This is why I was saying previously in the video, there's a lot of features in here I don't take advantage of. I just wanted something to automatically calculate my position size and make trade management a lot easier. So risk management. So this is pretty much all I more or less focus on and some of the other stuff. So let's start with the method of calculating lot size. So as I was saying before, percentage of account, that's what I use. You can also use a fixed lot size. So 1 lot, 2 lot, mini lot, micro lot, whatever you prefer to do in your trading, or a fixed money per trade. So pretty much you can risk 50, 100, a monetary dollar figure per trade. So I always like to use a percentage of my account. Now, when you're doing that, you can do it pretty much what you're based off. So you can set a percentage of risk per order. So obviously you can risk anywhere between 0 to 100% of your account. I wouldn't recommend risking 100 because that's just silly. So should equity or balance be used for calculations? Now, I always leave it on balance because I like to trade off what's in my account, not based on equity. So if you had a $1,000 trading account, and let's say you risked 1% and you had it unbalanced. Let's say you start the day with $1,000. Let's say you enter a trade, you're up 500. If you had it based on equity, if you take another trade, it would be based on 1,500 because that's what you're up. Balance is calculated on closed P&L, what's sitting in your balance. And if you look at your MT4 terminal, you'll see at the bottom here where it says balance, that's what it'll be calculated on. But if you use equity, it'll be used whatever's your high point in your account. I always leave that on balance. Now, if fixed money is selected, so if you select fixed money up here per trade, you can obviously in there, you can select, so maybe if you want to do $50 per trade, you can risk $50 per trade, or you can do 500, 1,000, whatever you want to do. So that's pretty self-explanatory, which is really, really cool. I know a lot of people like to use a fixed money lot per size, per trade. Moving down to if fixed lot size, obviously you can do your micro lot. So 1 micro lot, 1 mini lot, or 1 standard lot. Now, I don't use fixed lot sizes in my trading. I always use a percentage base. But once again, the option is there for traders that do want to use a monetary dollar figure for their trades or a position size for their trade. You can also set a minimum lot size and a maximum lot size. So this is a good risk management type of setting. Max price slippage. Now this is a good one too. So this is pretty much the price you'll get involved if there is slippage involved. So this will kind of monitor that and kind of avoid maximum slippage, so you're not getting out a worse off price. What we just went over, the risk management, that's pretty much all I really focus on. So I'm not going to go through all the other stuff because I haven't really learned it too much and I just don't understand it quite well. So pretty much using the MagicKeys, I will show you how it works and how I more or less use it in my trading. I've got GBP USD on my charts on MetaTrader 4, and then pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a trade and show you how I use it. So let's jump in and I'll show you how I use the MagicKeys. So I've got GBP USD on my charts here. I've got the MagicKeys EA on the chart. The first thing you want to do is hit number, and that will pretty much illuminate that lock button, meaning the keys are now active and you can't just accidentally bump it. So when you hit open calculator, that will bring up, if you're looking on the screen, a stop loss and a take profit. So let's say you want to go long on GBP USD, you can change your stop loss and your take profit, right? Now you can hit target 1-to-1. So what that will do on your screen is that will make your targets 1-to-1, which is a really, really cool feature. Obviously it's set at default, so you can go target at default, and you can set all these pretty much in the parameters I was showing you before. So you can have a standard pip stop loss, a standard pip take profit. So if you always have your trading system has, every time you take a trade, it's always 25 pips. You can set that. So every time you take a trade, it'll be already inputted there by default, and you don't have to change it. So let's say you want to risk a different amount. You can go input risk, and basically that will pop up this little this box here. And let's say you want to maybe put 2% risk on this trade because it's the best trade out there right now, and you want to risk 2%, so you can do that on the fly. Or let's say it's a very low probability trade, you hit input risk again, and you can hit maybe like 0.5%. So it is very easy to adjust your risk, and what that will do, you can see over here where it says risk 0.50, and it tells you your volume you're trading. So that is very cool to know. So it tells you your stop loss, and it also tells you your risk to reward. So as you can see there, it's 1-to-1. Tells you how much you'll profit and how much you'll lose if you get stopped out, and how much you'll profit if the trade goes your way. So let's take a trade. So once you have all those settings inputted, all you have to do is hit open trade. And what that will do, as you can see, we got filled in the trade. Obviously, massive spread to get filled into there. But that's the very, very basics of how that works. Once again, you can drag and drop these as you normally would in MT4, and how you use your thing. So a stop loss is always attached to your trade, and a take profit is always attached as well. But you can just right click that and you can close it if you don't want it or whatever. So let's say the trade is progressing, right? And let's say it's not going your way, and you have exit rules where if something happens in the trade that it's not going in your favor, you can close half of the trade out. So coming over here, you can hit close full or close half or close custom. If you hit close half, it will take you out 50% of your position, it will take out, and it will keep the rest in. This goes for if you're in profit as well. So if you're up about 2R and you want to start taking partial profits, all you have to do is literally just hit close half, and it will take half your profits off. And coming over to stop loss at entry. So let's say you're up 2R and you want to put your stop loss at break even, you hit that button. And what that will do, obviously, because I'm not up in profit on the trade, that will just automatically bring your stop loss at your entry level, so your trade will now be risk-free. Now let's say the trade's going completely against you, you can just hit close full, and now what that will do is take you completely out of the trade. That is the very basics of how I use MagicKeys. I don't take it too extreme, I don't use it to its full potential, but I mainly use it for my position sizing and my trade management, closing half, closing at 25%, closing the full trade, locking my stop at break even when I'm up in the money. So that's the very basics of how I use it. Now on my screen, you can pretty much see another risk calculator tool. Now, if you don't want to take the plunge and invest into a MagicKeys, you can use this. And now this is very, very similar. I haven't purchased this, but some of the guys in the ASFX community are using this, and it's the very same principle and concept as the MagicKeys. You just don't have the keypad, and it's all built into MetaTrader 4. So pretty much, I believe it's about $10 a month, and it has a lot of features. All right. So obviously risk, same thing. How to get into a trade, it calculates it automatically. Pending orders, one-click trade management. It's got more or less everything that you would need to manage your risk, calculate your position size, and manage your trades and be really good at risk management. I haven't got much experience with this program, but the way I've seen it and the way I look at it, it's exactly more or less the same as MagicKeys. So if you don't want to make the upfront investment for MagicKeys and get the keypad and all that, or you're not going to take advantage of all the things MagicKeys does, I would recommend checking out riskcalculator.app. Very same concept, very same principle, and very more or less very similar thing altogether. So once again, as you can see, I don't take full advantage of my MagicKeys. I just wanted something that could help me calculate my position size, get me in and out of trades, and help me with my trade management, putting my stop at break even when I'm up in the money to secure my profits and make it risk-free, take partial positions off as the trade progresses, and that's pretty much it. So if you're like me and you're not going to really take advantage of all of the MagicKeys has to offer, I recommend checking out the risk calculator app I just showed you. And pretty much that does more or less the same thing that MagicKeys does. You don't have to fork out the huge expense up front. I think I paid like about 260 Australian dollars for it. Or you can just pay the $10 a month and use it, get a bit of a feel for it. Like I was saying, it's the exact same thing. So if you like how that $10 a month, the risk calculator app works, maybe that can induce you to get the MagicKeys down the road if you prefer the keypad. I hope this video was helpful to you guys and get some value out of it. I know I didn't go into too much detail about the MagicKeys, but like I was saying, I very rarely use it to its full potential, and I believe everyone should have something that makes risk management and trade management a little bit easier in trading. I'll link the riskcalculator.app application on the description box below as well, so you can go check that out. Just another option that does more or less the same thing. Once again, I appreciate your time. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube video. If you got value out of this video, hit the thumbs up button. And also don't forget to hit the bell icon down below to get notified when I release new content. Thank you and have a great day wherever you are in the world.